I don't know how to say this, and I do not know how to pass this message across in such a way that you will hear me. We are not your toys. We are not your playthings. We are not yours for grabs or for keeps. So hi guys, how are we all doing today? It's so good to see you all once again after such a long time. I am so happy to be back. My name is Chinyere of juliettsstyleglam. If you have never met me before, if you've never seen me before, if this is your first time here with me, you're absolutely welcome. And if you're already subscribed to this channel, thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for your patience. This thing we do here, I will tell you, it's not easy. And I actually promised that I was going to come out with a video after summer, but it's been hell since we came back from our summer trip. It's been hell. I'll do another video for that, and I'm going to put you guys, I'm going to, keep you up to date with what's going on. At this moment, right now, as I'm talking to you, I got an infection, a tooth infection. And this happened to be a tooth that I'd had an accident with a long time ago. And out of the blues, it begins to give me a headache. So since last week, I've been, when you say your pain is making you run mad, that's where I have been, in pain. I am able to talk to you guys today because I've been on antibiotics and pain relievers, which finished today. Then on Friday, I'm going to be back at the dentist, and my calvary begins all over again. Don't even ask. But all the same, I'm so happy to be back here with you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. Look at me smiling. Gosh, I feel so happy. I feel so good. I really, really, really am working towards a lot of things for myself, from my in-person. And I'm sure many of you have heard me talk about the fact that I suffer from depression, and this is linked to, quite a number of trauma that has taken place in my life, namely, sexual abuse, which brings me to today's topic. Now, I live in France, all of you. And by virtue of that fact, there is a story that is making the tour around the world. And everything I'm going to be talking about in the coming videos is all going to be linked to what we as women are going through as a society. It's no longer funny. It is no longer normal that we are quiet, or that people, or men rather, let me use that word. It's no longer okay that men are not speaking up. It is no longer okay that a man decides what we are going to do with our bodies. It's no longer okay. It's no longer okay that because a woman got married to a man, that he feels, or he felt, that he had a right to violate and sexually abuse her. It's no longer okay. And so many of you have been following. This story is quite big in France, and I said I was going to talk about it because we all know that 2024 is going bust in 2024, and we all know that Cat Williams gave us a lot of predictions, and they are coming true. And so we're talking about Gisele Pelicot and Dominique Pelicot, a man who drugged his wife and solicited 91 men to have sex with his wife while she was unconscious. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're back. I had to adjust my cover because I felt like it was my microphone, because I felt like my face was being covered. So you heard me. Yes, 91 men. This is a story that started in France. It's been going on for weeks now. And this happened, I think this story broke out just after it broke out after the summer, but it had already, the case started in a city called Avignon, in France. And the whole story is insane. So you guys should sit down. Let me start. How did we get here? Well, Dominique Pelicot is married to Gisele. A very elegant, beautiful. You all know that we French people, we're elegant. You know that, right? Good. So, he's married to her. And on one day, he was found. I'm going to stick the videos here so you can watch. On one of these days, he was found filming women in a store, women's underwear. He had a camera under them, and he was filming. I have the video of the whole thing that happened. The security guy who was working at the store at the time was the one who saw him, raised the alarm, and called the police.
Il prend des bonnes prises de vue, votre téléphone. Il est en train de filmer sous votre robe. Si, vous portez plainte. Il est en train de filmer sous votre robe le téléphone comme ça, à l'instant.
Sans l'intervention de ce vigile, l'affaire dite des viols de Mazan n'aurait peut-être jamais été révélée. Nous sommes le 12 septembre 2020 dans un supermarché de la ville de Carpentras. Dominique Pelicot est surpris en flagrant délit par un vigile de l'établissement en train de filmer avec son téléphone portable sous les jupes de plusieurs clientes.
Il est en train de filmer sous votre robe le téléphone comme ça, à l'instant. Vous portez plainte? Je suis là pour rigoler, on le suit à la caméra, ça fait 4 fois. Allez, police direct. Vous restez là, vous bougez pas. Madame, je compte sur vous, vous portez plainte.
L'homme de 67 ans, aujourd'hui accusé d'avoir drogué son épouse pour la livrer à des inconnus, reste mutique pendant toute la scène.
Et les autres clients, putain, il n'aurait pas fallu les retrouver, il y en a 3 autres. Vous êtes un gros dégueulasse, vous, en fait. Ouais, vous êtes un gros dégueulasse. Vous avez de la chance, je vous jure, c'est ma mère, je vous arrache la tête. On va les attendre en salle d'interpelle. Je prends vos coordonnées, je vous rappelle dès que la police arrive pour le dépôt de plainte. Parce que là, il faut aller jusqu'au bout. Hein. Les comportements comme ça, c'est... Là, il n'a pas pu effacer les vidéos, je l'ai confisqué le téléphone. Ouais, c'est la 3e fois qu'il le fait avec les dames. Parce que malheureusement, on n'a que vous là pour le flagrant délit. Les autres clientes, on a attendu que ça soit confirmé. C'est bon. À de suite, madame. Encore désolé pour ce qui se passe. Allez, vous venez avec moi.
Suite à cet événement, Dominique Pelicot sera placé en garde à vue et son matériel informatique saisi. Les policiers découvriront sur le disque dur de son ordinateur personnel les scènes de viol de Gisele Pelicot. Avec lui, 50 hommes âgés de 26 à 74 ans sont actuellement jugés par la cour criminelle du Vaucluse, la plupart poursuivis pour viol aggravé, des faits pour lesquels ils encourent 20 ans de réclusion criminelle.
Now, the moment the police got involved in the affair, he was arrested. And then, of course, as always, they began to go through his phone. While going through his phone, they now found out that he had certain inappropriate pictures. And then they decided, okay, that they were going to get a warrant for searching his home. I mean, pedophilia and all that jazz. And so they go over to his house. And then, boom, we find a treasure trove of videos upon videos upon videos of men who are sleeping with a woman who's unconscious. And so the police decides, okay, let's not jump into conclusions. Maybe there is a story here. And so they call upon this woman who they saw in the picture, who happens to be Gisele Pelicot. And Gisele Pelicot is Dominique's wife. And so Gisele walks into the police station and she's being asked these funny questions. Madam, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. Are you and your husband open? Are you in an open marriage? In French, it's called libertine. Do you practice libertine in your marriage? Are you open in your relationship? And the woman says no. And the police ask questions just to be sure that they're covering the right basis and they're not falsely accusing someone. And this woman says a negative to all questions, and then the police show her the videos, and then it's like a puzzle in her head. It's like a puzzle comes into place. So get this, Gisele Pelicot, who's Dominique's wife, had been having this, she had been having for a while. And this happened over 10 years. And so Gisele Pelicot had been having this memory loss, she has been having this black hole in her memory that she seems not to be able to remember anything. and she doesn't understand what's going on. And she's been in this space and she's like, what the hell is going on? So she goes to the doctor, and, out of fear that she may be having early signs of Alzheimer's or something. And, the doctor says, okay, fine. I mean, she's retired now. So yeah, it could be possible. And so they said, okay, we're going to run tests for you. Tests were run. I'm going to put the video of the daughter's testimony here as well, so that you can listen to. So tests were run, and boom, the doctor said, madam, you're fine. And now her children are with her on this journey. Like, what is happening? This woman cannot recall 10 years of her life. Something happened. And so she sees this picture, and it's at that moment that this puzzle now falls into place. While the puzzle falls into place, Gisele Pelicot now realizes that, Dominique, her husband, now to the police, now begins to, tell the story of how he pulled this off. On a website, he goes to solicit people to come and sleep with his wife while the wife is unconscious. And he had certain rules. You cannot wear perfume. You can't have nails. You cannot, you have to dress a certain way. You have to be in a certain way. And you would be asking, why these particularities with, what the people wore, to, sleep with his wife. And it was all about creating or trying to bring back her memory. So this is planned. This was pre-planned. It was well executed. It was all in a way for her not to be able to remember anything or to wake up, so that if you had nails and you touched her, that means sensation could get her up. And if you wore a certain kind of perfume or a certain kind of outfit, then possibly she could meet you on the street, and a form of recollection would happen, and then would also joggle her memory. Now get this, while he did this, Gisele on her own, 91 of all the men that came to sleep with her, that came to rape her, because I'm not going to use the word sleep with her, that came to do the deed with her, that came to sexually assault her in her home, were her neighbors. They lived in the same neighborhood. They saw each other at the boulangerie, that's the bakery. She walked past them at the boucherie. She went with them she saw them at at the community meetings and neighborhood parties. These are people that she knew. And for one moment, Gisele Pelicot had no idea, absolutely none, about what had happened to her, her person, or her body without her consent. And so here we are in a situation that has broken a lot of women. And I'm saying this, I'm using the word broken a lot of women because we are in that world. Let's take, Trump, for example, where, again, I've talked about this on my TikTok. If you don't follow me on TikTok or you are not aware, please do that. It's still the same juliettsstyleglam. You'll find me there. I'm going to put it here on the screen. And I talked about this on my TikTok, and I said it is uncanny. It is weird. It is strange. It is worrisome. It gives you goosebumps when you realize, or you look at a certain group of men who decide that a woman's body is their business. I've talked about this before. I do not understand why a woman's body is a man's preoccupation. I do not understand that why people or men do not understand that a woman has a choice, the choice to accept who she wants to accept in her life and to reject whom she wants to reject. I still have not understood the obsession. And here we are with another group of men who felt that it was okay. 91. Now, as we speak, 53 or 51 have been arraigned, and the remaining could not be identified clearly in the videos, and I think about 2 have passed away or so. So we have 40 something other people roaming the streets simply because they cannot be identified. So we have 53 or 51 of them who have been arraigned in the court of law. That said, get this, None of these 51 men understand that they did anything wrong. They do not see it as abnormal. None of these 51 men realize or think that what they did was abnormal and it was wrong. Up until yesterday or the day before, only one man has actually apologized to Gisele Pelicot. Only one has apologized to her in a written letter and condemning what he did. Only one. The others have pled not guilty, have actually said they did not see that they did anything wrong, the others have actually said that there was one who actually said that he did not see anything wrong with what the husband did. After all, it was his wife. Yes, those are the kind of mad people that we live with in our society. He said, after all, it's his wife. And I keep trying to make men understand. A woman, and I've said this in my videos before, a woman is married to you. Does not make her your property. A woman is married to you. Does not invalidate herself, does not erase her person, does not erase her character, does not erase who she is. It doesn't erase her hopes and dreams and aspirations. She doesn't live for you. She lives for herself. She is her own person. When you are seeking to get married, I beg you, find someone who allows you to be you. It's very important. I did not want to take, I've said this before, I did not take my husband's surname, not because I don't love his surname. God damn it, his surname is fine. No, I did not take my husband's surname, especially in my legal documents. No, I did not. I took my name. I kept my name. My husband doesn't even give a damn about that. Whatever name I bear. If I decided I wanted to change my name to Beer tomorrow, he doesn't care. But I kept my name because myself, my identity, my person was important to me. It doesn't remove from the fact that I love my husband. It doesn't remove from the fact that we have a home. It does not remove the fact that we love and nurture each other. No, it's because I was this person before you. It was me before you. And you love me because I am me, not because I am becoming you. A lot of women go into marriages forgetting who they are and living for the man and the marriage. It shouldn't be. And so we have those forms of warped ideologies from men. Get this, a social experiment was conducted. And in this social experiment, a man was actually filming underneath a woman's dress. While filming, so many people, predominantly men, saw what he was doing. And many of them just walked past like it was nothing. There was a lady who saw, and I think out of fear, she wasn't sure, and she did not say anything. She just moved on. Only out of everybody that crossed and passed that sidewalk, it was only one lady, one woman. One woman accosted this man for what he was doing. No other person did this. This social experiment happened in France. France had to make a law that if you catcalled a woman, anywhere, if you catcalled a woman, it's a crime. You will be charged for that. Yes, it had to be done. And we are living in this world right now. We are in that situation. Dominique Pelicot, just yesterday, for the first time, because again, he is in the hospital right now. He's sick, infection, kidney infection. And we all know how that works with the law. And so he's at the hospital. And so for the first time since all of this started, he began to apologize to his wife. But get this, the story gets deeper and it gets more sinister, because Dominique Pelicot began to help people who came on this site who sought to hypnotize their girlfriends, wives, and carry out the same act. We got a story yesterday or day before yesterday about a lady who had been trying to understand, because she said somebody walked to her at the store and was quite aggressive. And she told the person, I don't know who you are. I did not, message you for any form of meeting with me. And the guy left and said this person came back again the next time and, with the same attitude. And she comes again and says, I don't know where you're getting this. What is going on here? Who is giving you my location? Without thinking anything, she now went back to her boyfriend. She went to her ex, and her ex said, no, I don't have anything to do, and then went back to her boyfriend. And the boyfriend said, no, it wasn't him. It had nothing to do with him. Now, investigation finds out that he is actually the one, and that he had actually been in contact with Dominique Pelicot concerning how to spread this unhealthy, sickening attitude that he had begun. We had a father of 3 kids. Now, this father happened to be someone who is into the traditional way of life, blah, 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 blah. It has to be this way and that way. And he is one of those people who carries the church on his head. And this father actually comes out and says something in the corridors of such and such and such to Dominique Pelicot, and how he could get away with it and how he could do it and where he could even acquire the meds. So that the network has actually grown, and all of them are men seeking to destroy the lives of women. I don't know how to say this, and I do not know how to pass this message across in such a way that you will hear me. We are not your toys. We are not your playthings. We are not yours for grabs or for keeps. We have men who take it upon themselves to throw sexist comments at women. We have men who take it upon themselves to be racist against and to be racist to black women, and this is not just to black women. We have men who have told themselves that what they have between their legs is the prize and nothing more. We have men, I'm coming to Cam Newton's story in another episode. We have men who have decided that women are the vessel of having children for them, but they are not worth their time to be married to be stuck with, or to even create a family with, but they just want them to birth children for them. Cam Newton and Nick Cannon. We have men that way. That is what they have reconciled, and that's what they have put us to be. And what is painful to me, and what is the most annoying to me, is that most men are quiet about it. I was arguing with my husband about it yesterday with all fury, and he says, so I'm now generalizing. Listen, I am not just generalizing. You cannot be kept out of the conversation anymore. I am still yet to find, I've only found 2 TikTokers or 3 who have openly spoken, and they are guys who have openly spoken out against this act, but nothing more. Maybe there are more, probably, but nothing more. The men are quiet. Most men are quiet. It brings me back to Big Brother Naija of some years ago. A guy goes into the house and begins to fondle one of the housemates while they were asleep. And while he was fondling her, she protested. Thankfully, Big Brother saw what happened and brought it out on air, and he was removed from the house. Get this. Do you know that after he was removed from the house, celebrities, Nigerian celebusus, came out, many of them men, telling people that they should leave him alone. Yes, they told people, leave him alone. He's a man. That is his konji. I will write the meaning of konji. Say na konji duam. That they should leave him alone. It is a natural thing. Yes, that is the society we are breeding. For someone not to be able to take accountability for his actions. And when the justice system is non-existent, to actually fight for women's rights. When the justice system is being manipulated against women, against women's rights and reproductive rights, that the justice system stays mute and folds its arms because many of them have convinced themselves that the world that they created is for men. Whereas without women, you are nothing. Without women, none of you exist. Without women, none of you can be born. That is the world we are. That dude was supposed to be counting endorsement deals from brands, but he sexually violated a woman in the house. Am I going to talk about the athletes that have been unalived by ex-boyfriends? One who just finished the Olympics. It's enough. Enough is enough. It's enough. We have a right to live. We have rights. We're human beings. We're human beings. I will not be forgiven. I will not be forgiven because we are an endangered species. And as long as the world is still keeping quiet about it, that is what allows this kind of heinous and unpardonable acts to continue. Every street in France, because that's the plan, every street in France has to write her name, Gisele Pelicot, because enough is enough. Enough is enough. I am done. I am tired. This is unbelievable. And I've come to the end of this video. And while I end this video right here, I'm going to end this video with the names. I'm going to put their names. I do not give a damn or a rat's tail. I'm going to put the names of all those men. They are teachers. They are fathers. They are nurses. Amongst them, yes, most of them who have no criminal records at all. They are all there. You have farmers. You have pharmacists. You have everything you can think of. Every profession. Handymen, plumbers, they're all there. Their names. I will leave their names on the screens of this video. I will leave their names on the screen. That is where this video ends. And on this note, guys, thank you so much for being a part of this episode with me. Do not fail to like, do not fail to share, and do not fail to subscribe. Most especially, subscribe and like this video, because when you like the video gets to do very well. So do not fail to do that. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.
Entre 26 et 74 ans, il s'appelle Jean-Luc, Cyril, Lionel, Karim, Didier ou encore Grégory. Certains d'entre eux ont des familles, des enfants, des femmes, et tous ces hommes sont accusés de viol. Certains exercent des métiers pour lesquels ils sont en contact avec du public. Ils travaillent dans la restauration, ils sont vendeurs, jardiniers, plombiers ou électriciens, et certains sont même dans le soin à la personne. L'un d'entre eux est infirmier, un autre est sapeur-pompier. Le plus connu d'entre eux est celui par qui tout est arrivé, Dominique Pelicot, 71 ans, accusé d'avoir drogué sa femme Gisèle pendant 10 ans. Pour la livrer à tous les autres, les psychiatres décrivent un homme manipulateur avec des fantasmes obsédants. Voici maintenant certains des autres accusés. Le sapeur-pompier s'appelle Christian, il a 55 ans, il est marié et père de 2 enfants. Tout inspire confiance dans son profil, pourtant il fait partie des accusés et il violait Gisele Pelicot avec son uniforme sur le dos siglé sapeur-pompier du Vaucluse. Pendant sa détention, il demande à sa femme de récupérer son ordinateur parce qu'il craint que la police ne découvre d'autres choses. Et pour cause, dans son disque dur, des centaines d'images pédopornographiques et une conversation avec la mère d'une adolescente de 15 ans, dont l'objet était la négociation d'une relation avec son adolescente sédatée. Parmi les accusés, il y a aussi des hommes qui espéraient avoir des relations sexuelles avec Dominique Pelicot. C'est notamment le cas de Jacques, 72 ans, retraité. Après avoir abusé de Gisele Pelicot inconsciente sur son lit, il fait une fellation à Dominique Pelicot, puis le filme en train de violer sa propre femme. Un autre homme, ouvrier de 43 ans, a laissé Dominique Pelicot violer Gisele sous ses yeux pour s'assurer qu'elle n'était pas morte et qu'elle faisait semblant de dormir, dit-il, avant de le faire à son tour. Certains des hommes accusés avaient parfaitement conscience de la situation de soumission chimique dans laquelle se trouvait Gisele Pelicot. Dominique D, 45 ans, chauffeur routier, reconnaît être excité par cette victime soumise et réduite à un objet sexuel. Carryng, 40 ans, informaticien, s'assurait auprès de Dominique Pelicot que le somnifère ferait bien effet au moment de son arrivée, après les 20 minutes de route qui le séparent du domicile des Pelicot pour commettre les viols sur Gisele. D'autres accusés disent, eux, être les victimes de Dominique Pelicot. Par exemple, Nizar, 40 ans, sans emploi. Il dit avoir été drogué au GHB par Dominique Pelicot. Il dit donc avoir conscience de son acte au moment du viol. Sur les vidéos de son viol, on l'entend quand même demander à Dominique Pelicot si Gisele n'a pas de risque de se réveiller. À ce moment-là, elle a les yeux recouverts de papier toilette. Autre exemple, Abdelali, 47 ans, nu devant le corps de Gisele Pelicot. Il renonce à la pénétrer parce qu'il ne veut pas avoir de rapport non protégé, dit-il. Dominique Pelicot l'y incite pourtant à plusieurs reprises. Abdelali reviendra 2 mois plus tard pour violer la victime, cette fois-ci avec un préservatif. De nombreux accusés plaident l'acte consenti alors que Gisele Pelicot était inconsciente et que si son mari disait oui, elle ne pouvait pas dire non.